Dear student, Assalamu alaikum. By the grace of Almighty Allah, I hope all of you are fine. This is Muhammad Shahjahan, Assistant Professor, Department of Accounting, Milestone College. Dear student, this is our 6th lecture on chapter 4, and this is the last lecture from this chapter, and this is capital and revenue transaction. In this lecture we will discuss determine capital and capital transaction. We will discuss how we can determine revenue expense, and we will discuss how we can determine revenue income. Dear student, this is CQ5 in your books. Capital transaction. Dear student, I have discussed what is capital transaction. Again I also discuss what is capital transaction. Capital transaction means it is an irregular transaction. That means this type of transaction will not occur regularly in our organization, and this type of transaction will give you benefit for long time. So, dear student, look at the stem, and May 7 and May 20. These two are capital transaction. May 7 it is decoration cost. That means for a business organization, decoration will not occur every day. Maybe with same decoration, a business organization will run 5 to 10 years. So this type of expenditure give you long-term benefit. That's why it is capital transaction. And another one is freezer purchase. That means they brought a freeze for the organization, so it will give them service long time. You know, a freeze warranty minimum 5 years. Sometime it will be 10 years also. So this is also another capital transaction. Now, revenue expenses. Dear student, revenue expense also I discussed earlier. Revenue expenses is a expense which occurred regularly in the business, and this type of expense give you benefit short term, and regularly this type of expense occurred in the organization. Look at in the stem May 4, May 10, May 15, May 22. These are the example of revenue expense. Good purchase. Every day a organization would like to buy goods, because the more they sell, they need to buy goods. So purchase is a revenue expense. Then carriage. Carriage expenses mean to carry the goods. So for carrying goods, when they purchase, they have to pay the carriage. This is also a revenue expenses. Discount. This is discount allowed. That means you give discount to other person. So at the time of receiving money, you are giving discount. So every day you are receiving money from your creditors. So this is discount allowed. This is also a revenue expenses. Then electricity bill. That means if you paid electricity bill, that is also a revenue expenses. Dear student, these are the example of revenue expenses. Now, revenue income. Revenue income means regular income, the income which an organization receive regularly every day, and this type of income benefit enjoyed for short time. May 12, May 15, May 25, May 30 are the example from the system for revenue income. Look at first one, goods sold. Most expected revenue income. The organization always would like to sell. This is most recurring regular income. Then again goods sold, it is 22,000. This is also a revenue income. Then commission received. Commission received also a revenue income, because when you give service to other person, they allow you commission. This is your income, and this type of income is quite regular. That's why this is revenue income. and method dividend received. That means if you invest anywhere in any companies, then company will give you the dividend. Dividend is another name of profit. Then this is also a revenue income. That's all for this creative. Dear student, now I am giving you some important MCQ from this chapter. Before that, I would like to review the chapter. Dear student, only very few things we have discussed in this chapter. This is capital and revenue transaction. The chapter name is capital and revenue transaction. That means capital transaction means the transaction which occurred irregularly. That means this type of transaction will not happen in the organization regular basis. That's why this is called capital transaction. And the capital transaction are two types: capital received and capital payment. That means when you receive money irregular basis or long term benefited, that is capital received. For example, capital given by the owner, loan taken from any organization, sale of asset, fixed asset. Dear student, capital expense means when you buy any asset. That means this type of expenses give you benefit for long time, like furniture purchase, freezer purchase. These are the example of capital expenses. Then we have learned revenue income and revenue expense. Revenue income means the regular income, like sales of goods. The income is occurred in the business regularly and benefited short term. Dear student, revenue expense means the payment which give you short term benefit. That is revenue expense, and this type of organization expense occur daily. That's why it is called revenue expenses. Dear student, and another special types of transaction we have learned, that is deferred revenue transaction. That means it is look like a revenue, but it gives you benefit long time. That's why this is called deferred revenue expenditure. Dear student, only these few items we have learned in this chapter. So again I am telling you, if you face any types of confusion, you can talk to me in over telephone, WhatsApp, Messenger, Instagram. In any way you knock me, I will discuss again for you. Dear student, here some homework is given. This is MCQ, important MCQ from this chapter. I hope you learn it and you show it. You send the answer me in the messenger. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.